You cut the subscriptions, you follow the budget, you log every $3 coffee, and still, 2 days before payday, your balance is stuck at something like $14 and a few cents. While you just hope nothing goes wrong. If you earn a small or middle income and you're doing everything right, but you still feel chained to payday, this video is for you. Because the real question isn't, why can't you follow the rules? It's, why do the rules still leave you trapped? Most people living paycheck to paycheck aren't reckless at all. Surveys show that even people who use a budget and track spending still run out of money or swipe a card just to finish the month. So, you're not alone, and you're not broken. Something important is missing from the usual advice. This is Wealth Mentor Pro, where every lesson is a step closer to your freedom. Today, we're going to unpack a simple but painful idea. Still trapped. Following every money rule, how to break out. If you can follow all the advice and still feel stuck, then the problem isn't your effort. It's the way the money game is set up around you, especially when your income is between about $1,500 and $4,000 a month. Imagine your money life like driving through a busy city at night with a GPS that only shows the big main roads. That's what most budget advice is. Clean, straight lines. Income, rent, food, debt. But the real danger is in the side streets the map leaves out. The first side street is irregular bills. A lot of people budget on a clean $2,200 or $3,000 a month and copy the same numbers every time. On paper, it looks fine. In real life, the month when car insurance is due, or the kid needs new shoes, or the annual fee hits, that's the month everything collapses. You weren't bad with money. The map just forgot to show the bend in the road. For example, maybe your normal month feels manageable. Then March arrives and a $360 insurance bill lands. Suddenly the rent is tight, the card goes negative, and now there's a $35 overdraft fee on top. One bill turned into two problems. Here's something you can do today. Look at the last 3 months of statements and circle every bill that doesn't happen every month or changes a lot in amount. Insurance, school costs, once-a-year fees. Add them up and divide by 12. Even if that number is only $40 or $60, it belongs in your budget as a regular line, just like rent. If you skip this, every surprise bill pushes you back into overdraft, late fees, or more debt, and it will keep feeling like bad luck. Even if you handle those irregular bills, there's another trap quietly sitting underneath. Most videos will tell you, pay your debts, and if you can, pay more than the minimum. That's true, but it's only half the story. What they rarely show is how the minimum payment, the overdraft fee, and that one, buy now, pay later plan, work together against you. Go back to the driving picture. You're trying to go straight, but there's a stretch of road with gravity pulling your car to one side. That's what high fees and minimum payments do. Think of someone earning $2,000 a month. They're paying $80 in credit card minimums, $60 to a buy now, pay later plan, and $70 in overdraft and late fees because everything hits at once. That's $210 every single month just to stay in place or slightly behind. No budgeting app can fix that if the order and timing of your payments stay exactly the same. This is where a small change makes a real difference. Log into your bank or call them and move at least one big payment away from the day your income lands. Spread them out over the month. When everything hits on payday, the smallest extra expense can trigger an overdraft chain reaction. Leave it how it is, and months of effort disappear into fees that give you nothing back. Even then, you might be thinking, okay, irregular bills, debts, fees, but honestly, I'm exhausted. I don't overspend because I love shopping. I overspend because I'm tired and stressed. That's the third part of this problem, your mind under constant pressure. You go through the month like walking down a long hallway. Every door is a small choice. Takeout, a ride share, a drink, saying yes when you actually want to say no. None of those doors looks dangerous alone. But open enough of them on a tired day and you've quietly spent the exact $80 you needed to avoid an overdraft next week. Most advice here sounds like, just have more discipline. That's not helpful. Instead of blaming those small choices, treat them as a warning light. If you catch yourself tapping your card for the third "I deserve it" snack of the week, that's not proof you're weak. It's proof the month is already too tight and too stressful. One practical move: decide in advance on one or two things you truly care about this month. Maybe a birthday dinner, a movie night, a family outing. Give those things a small, clear budget, like $40. When other invitations appear, you can honestly say, "I've already planned my fun for this month." If you don't choose your yes ahead of time, the world will happily choose 30 little yeses for you, and your account will pay the price. So far, we've talked about 3 kinds of traps: irregular bills, debt and fees, and mental fatigue mixed with social pressure. You might already see yourself in one of them. Which of those feels biggest in your life right now? Surprise bills, fees and debt, or saying yes when you're exhausted? If you want to, you can share in the comments. You're almost guaranteed not to be the only one. Now we come to something you rarely hear. Here's the quiet truth behind the noise. Following every money rule is not enough if those rules don't tell you which trap to defuse first. You can budget, cut spending, and track every purchase and still stay stuck because your effort is pointed at the wrong target. So let's finally move into the part that matters most: still trapped. Following every money rule? How to break out. Instead of try harder at everything, we'll break it into 3 clear switches you can flip, even on a small income. First switch: clear the fees before you chase bigger goals. The point is simple. When you stop paying fees, you stop paying rent to the bank for nothing, and you free up money every month. Take someone earning $2,200. Right now, they might lose $35 to overdraft, $15 to account fees, and another $10 to random service charges. That's $60 a month, $720 a year, just vanishing. Instead of putting $25 into an investment app while those fees continue, they call the bank, switch to a no-fee account, ask for one overdraft refund, and move one bill date so the account stops dipping negative. That alone might cut the monthly bleed in half. It doesn't feel exciting because you don't see a big number growing, but it's like sealing a hole in the bottom of your savings jar. Make this real with one habit. Once a month, look only for fees and penalties on your statement and ask, how can I make this number smaller next month? That one question will guide smarter actions than 10 generic money tips. Second switch: focus on one debt and one irregular bill at a time. The benefit is that your budget gets simpler and your mental load gets lighter. If you have 3 debts and 5 weird occasional bills, of course your brain feels foggy. So instead of trying to attack everything, you choose your targets. Maybe you pick the $300 store card that costs $30 a month, and the car insurance that shows up as a $360 bill every 6 months. You add an extra $20 to that store card each month, and you call the insurer to split the big bill into monthly payments, even if there's a small fee. Suddenly, you've removed one loud bill and one noisy debt from your life. Give it 6 to 12 months, and your money hallway has fewer doors to bump into. Write down, "This is the one payment I'm shrinking this year." Keep that note where you'll see it when you open your banking app. It sounds simple, but it keeps your attention focused. Third switch: protect a tiny breathing buffer every payday, no matter how small it is. The benefit is that instead of crashing at zero each month, you start landing with a little fuel left. Let's say you earn $1,800 a month, and the idea of saving $200 makes you roll your eyes. Forget $200. Start with $20. On payday, move $20 into a separate buffer space before you pay anything else. If you can do $30 or $40, even better, but start with a number so small it feels easy. Over 3 months, that might be $60 to $120, enough to stop one overdraft, cover one small emergency, or say no to one extra debt. This buffer is not your vacation fund. It is your "nothing breaks me this week" fund. Treat that buffer as a real bill, not a leftover. You're not saving whatever is still there at the end. You're paying your future stability first, even if it's only by $20. Remember how we began, with that feeling of driving with a broken GPS and always ending up at the same dead-end street before payday. Breaking out isn't about buying a faster car. It's about finally seeing where the ditches are and steering around them on purpose. So here is a small ritual you can use every payday. It takes 1 minute. Ask yourself 3 questions in this exact order. What fees can I reduce or remove? Which one payment am I shrinking this year? How much can I move to my buffer today, even if it's just $10? Write those answers down once. Over the next month, let them guide your decisions more than whatever your budgeting app says. When you aim your effort at the right traps, even a modest income starts to feel less like a cage and more like a starting point. You are not lazy. You are not bad with money. You've been playing a game where the rules were only half explained. If this video helped you see your own trap a little more clearly and maybe gave you one move you can try this month, feel free to tap like so more people in your situation can find it. And if you want calm, realistic guidance for money and mindset, you're welcome to subscribe to Wealth Mentor Pro. When you're ready, keep going with another video from the channel. You might be chained to payday today, but every link you break makes the next one easier.